Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to see about how the roots of different family lineages arrived in Mahabharata. In ancient Bharat, the roots of the king's dynasty fall mainly into two categories. They are the Suryavamshis and the Chandravamshis. The Suryavamshis are told as the descendants from the sun god Suryadeva, whereas the Chandravamshis are the descendants from the moon god Chandradeva. Over 7000 years ago, or maybe much further back, there was a master priest who was called as Brihaspati. Lord Indra, the king of Devas himself, made him as their official priest. Hence, Brihaspati was also known as the Devaguru. In the Dwapara Yuga, rituals were a very significant part of their life, where they learned to use the methods which used to impact life around them in a phenomenal way. Guru Brihaspati had a wife whose name was Tara. In the ancient Bharat, women always played a key role in the rituals. The social norms of the time fixed that woman has an equal place that of a man, especially when it comes to the rituals. These norms ensured Tara has a key place with the master priest Guru Brihaspati. It was told that one day, when Tara looked up at the sky, it was a full moon and she fell in love with it. And the moon god Chandradeva came down and Tara went away with Lord Chandradeva. The god of Devas, Lord Indra, intervened this and told Tara that she has to return to her husband so that Brihaspati can perform the rituals for the Devas. Tara returned, but then she was pregnant. Brihaspati asked whose child it is, but Tara didn't speak. People gathered and asked, but Tara didn't speak. Then a strange voice was heard from her womb asking, whose child I am? People got surprised and insisted Tara to listen to the request of a child. Then Tara told the child in her womb was Lord Chandradeva's blessing. Hearing this, Brihaspati became angry and cursed the unborn child to become a neuter, that the child will neither be a man nor a woman. So, the child was born and was named Budh, which means Mercury and also means a neuter. Budh grew up and always lamented to his mother, Mother, what should I do in my life? Should I live as a man or as a woman? Should I get married or be unmarried? Whom should I marry, a man or a woman? Like this, Budh often kept on lamenting to his mother. One day, in responding to his lamentations, Budh's mother, Tara, told that when this existence has space or accommodation for all these billions of stars, galaxies and other kind of things, when this existence has space for variety of all creatures which was neither man or woman, neither god or devil, you don't have to worry. For you also there is a space. For you also there will be a life. You simply be. Life will come your way. So, Lord Chandradeva's first descendant, Budh, grew up as neither a man nor as a woman. Later one day, King Sudyumna, who was known to be one of the descendants of the Suryavamshis, went to hunt in a wild forest. And in that forest, Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi were there. In a whim, Parvati Devi asked Lord Shiva, looking at the wild animals around them, like, all this wildness is an insult to you, and I want everything in this forest to become female except you. And Shiva granted Parvati Devi's ask. Then everything in the forest became female. The lion became lioness, the bull elephants became cow elephants, peacock became peahens, and King Sudyumna also became a woman. He looked at himself and cried. In great despondence, King Sudyumna searched around to see who did that to him and found Lord Shiva. King Sudyumna pleaded to Lord Shiva to take back what he did to the forest and also unto him. But Lord Shiva told he will correct what was granted, that When the moon is in the waning mode, King Sudyumna will be a woman, and when the moon is in the waxing mode, he will become a man. After that, Sudyumna refused to go back to his palace and continued to stay in the forest and became to be known as Ila. The name Ila means that man and that woman, who in one half of the month was male and another half of the month was female. One day, it so happened that Budh and Ila met, and it was a perfect match. Both of them were male and female at the same time. Between them, there were many children. These children were called as Ailas. These Ailas became the first Chandravamshis. In the tradition of the kings, there were Suryavamshis and Chandravamshis. The Suryavamshis are very clear-cut people, highly intellects, and they are conquerors, whereas the Chandravamshis are very artistic, emotional, intellect, but also inflamed by their emotions. As the video series come, we will talk more about the Chandravamshis because the Kurus are largely from the Chandravamshis. One of the Chandravamshis' descendants was King Nahusa, who was also a great emperor, and we will revisit about his story later. King Nahusa had two children, namely Yati and Yayati. Yati became an ascetic in the Himalayas, while Yayati became a king in the Chandravamshi. In that time, there was also a constant fight between the Devas and the Asuras in the Gangetic plains. Sukracharya was called the Guru of Asuras, or in short called as the Asura Guru. He had a daughter called Devayani, and she was friend with another Asura king Vishvaparva's daughter, Sharmisthe. It once happened that these two young girls went out to a river to bathe. They put their clothes separately because of the difference in their clan, but when the winds came, the clothes got rolled over and mixed up. When the girls came up from the river, Sharmisthe, by mistake, wore parts of Devayani's clothes. Looking at this, Devayani, in an upper tone, asked Sharmisthe, "How does it feel to wear the clothes of a guru's daughter?" Sharmisthe came into rage and yelled at Devayani, citing that Devayani's father was like a beggar before her father, who was the king, and pushed Devayani angrily by the side of the river and went away to her palace. Devayani went to her father Sukracharya and asked him to teach Sharmisthe a lesson for her misbehavior. So Sukracharya cursed the king's daughter Sharmisthe and also demanded the king Vishaparva to send Sharmisthe as a maid to his girl Devayani. The king has left with no choice, as Sukracharya was the chief priest for the Asuras. So Sharmisthe was sent to become the maid of Devayani. We will see throughout the story there were boons and curses and how life plays out with it. Later in the time, Devayani's marriage was arranged with King Yayati, who was also Lord Chandradeva's descendants. Also, Devayani doesn't end her revenge with Sharmisthe. Even after her marriage, she also took Sharmisthe along with her as her maid. Then, Yayati and Devayani had a child whose name was Yadu. They'd say all the Yadavas come from this Yadukula. And Sharmisthe, though being a maid, but then she was also earlier a princess, carried herself in such a way that a secret love affair happened between King Yayati and Sharmisthe, and they also had a child, and he was called Puru, who in many ways been called the father of the Kuru dynasty, or later to be known as the Kuru Vamsa. When Sukracharya realized that King Yayati has been deceiving his daughter Devayani and he had a child with her daughter's maid Sharmisthe, he cursed King Yayati to lose his youth and became an old man. So Yayati had two sons, one from Devayani called Yadu and another one from Sharmisthe called the Puru. When Yadu grew up, Yayati asked a boon to Yadu whether can he give his youth for some time. Yadu refused, and Yayati cursed his son that he will never become the king. The second son Puru, born to Sharmisthe, when he became youth, Yayati asked the same boon which he earlier asked to Yadu, and Puru offered his youth to his father, and so Yaiti was pleased and made Puru as the king. So Puru became the king, and from then his descendants was later known as the Kuruvamshis. From Puru, a few generations down came King Dushyanta, Bharata, and down to Shantanu Maharaja. There are interesting stories all along. We will pick them in the upcoming videos. It is from this lineage both the Pandavas and the Kauravas came, from where the whole Mahabharata story revolves around. See you soon with the next video.